And we start Week 14 with a great Thursday night matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Quickly now, here's a look at the Green Bay offense.
And this certainly doesn't seem like an ideal situation for them because they're coming in on a losing streak, and they've got the quick turnaround right here to Thursday night. But maybe that's for the best. Get right back on the horse and go at it again and not dwell on the losing that they've had in recent weeks.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. But look now at the defensive starters for the Saints. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
If I'm playing quarterback against this team, after what I saw on film where they had 5 picks last week, all I'm thinking about is taking care of the football, being very careful with it, and making sure I see my guys open before I throw it.
I might curl up in the fetal position.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't think he's going to do that, though. On 3rd down, Jackson. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. The numbers for Beckham in last week's effort. 5 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Looking to throw. Conley.
And that gives him 9 for the season, and I've been around the game long enough to know this. 10 is the benchmark number. All right, people want to get to there because that really signifies that you've had the year that you've been looking for and also gives you respect around the league.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Operating from the gun. Conley, flush to his right. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Let's get a quick look at the Saints offense.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak, but we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplified their offense and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
2nd and 6. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Thomas, the intended target. After the interception, here's Jackson. This is hauled in by Deontay Burnett. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers. Play action. It's Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
You better talk to your boy. You better talk to your boy.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To try again after the sack. Jackson. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to down.
It's a game of 15 yards and leads to third down.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. Jackson on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Kane. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And they try to sweep to Jones. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
Let's go. Do this.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
14 yards is the pickup, first down New Orleans. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Jackson. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Fielded at about the 28. We're scoreless after 1. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. He's got the first down here inside the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On third down, Conley. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think you got caught in between and created a foul.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Second and 1. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 12 on the year. As his guys are on the board first here tonight. Lutz with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got it first and goal at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Second and goal from inside the 5. They'll try again with Jones. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there. In this game, so far, he's been denied.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? Third and goal.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. On first down, Conley. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Throwing on first down, Conley. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. So a good run by Fournette. Now another first and 10. Back to throw. Conley escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Check 25. Check 25.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. A shotgun give to Fournette. And some room to maneuver. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look at... And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Devin Singletary, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Davante Adams in the Packer offense heading back out. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Making the catch is Sternberger. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Here's Jackson from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
This will be fielded at the 17. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. 14 yards is the pickup, first down New Orleans.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Looking to throw. Conley. That's out to his running back, Fournette. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a first and 10. From the gun, Conley. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on first and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Jones has it, and he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Ask around the list.
Target being chased out left. This will be caught at about the 5. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Fournette running out of the gun. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, third and 1. The final shot before break. Conley. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Will Dissly as time expires in the first half. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. You knew time was going to run. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. Responsible for well over 100 yards of total offense, but still hasn't found the end zone. You think that's in the back of his mind going into this drive?
It's always in the back of the mind of a player having that type of a day because for your work, right? You want that stamp on top of everything. But bottom line for him, he's doing great work. Sometimes it just opens it up for other people to actually get into the end zone for him.
The runners, you know, would they rather have 60 yards, 3 touchdowns, or 150 no touchdowns?
I think more than likely 150 and no touchdowns. But all the runners that I know would say, I'll take 150 and 3 touchdowns. They're greedy that way.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. He finds his target, Beckham.
Come on, fellas.
A good pickup there, a 22.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary able to record his 5th sack of the season. Back to throw. Conley, this complete to Jones. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
He finds Beckham complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 18. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being a...
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Leonard Fournette, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. He's been a frequent target, and with catches like that, one-handed in the end zone, I'd keep going his way.
And he's doing it every which way, isn't he? 2 hands, and in this case, we just saw it with 1 hand. Almost reminds me of a great return of service guy in tennis. No matter how you whack it at him, it comes back at you. In this case, he just envelops it and brings it in.
Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. They'll go again to Jones. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. Creeping up on 1,000. Could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now, instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage the quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game. Looking to throw. Conley.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route. And then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Conley, it's caught. Beckham. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. On the run, it's Fournette. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. To throw on 2nd down. Conley, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Conley. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. From 19 yards away as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, there was a little extra pressure with that one because it was 3rd down. He didn't care. He snagged it with one hand like it was routine.
The key is to make a play in a tough situation. Doesn't matter how, and in this case, one-handed gets it done. Terrific play for us to watch.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jones. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Here's Brian Anger now. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. It's caught by OBJ. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. This is Fournette, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here's Singletary. He'll have a first down past the 40 and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But it used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll run with Fournette.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. An 18-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 17. That one into the hands of Kane. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They go play action here on 1st down. Steps away. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. That's good for 28 yards.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Back to throw. Conley. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Flushed out right. He can't get him down. Eluding the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, and that'll bring up second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball.
Operating from the gun, Conley. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Lutz to try to add the PAT. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. A big run there by Jones. 47 yards on the ground. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Hassan Reddick able to record his 5th sack of the season. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Here's Jackson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Now, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
We got 3. We got 3.
One last shot for Jackson. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for New Orleans, the win pushes their record